Hey YouTube, Mark Hoffman here, and today I want to talk to you about the Case Tribal Lock. And this is fresh out of the mail. And I'll first just say this, it's sad to say it, but I'll first say this, I got a good one from Case. Case's QC has been kind of hit or miss lately. That's unfortunate given that this is almost a $70 knife. And, excuse me, and that you would expect great QC on it, but I did get a good one, and I think this is in their sunset orange color. I just got it from the mail, and you would think I would remember the color that I chose, but I do remember the line I chose this from, and this is their pocket worn series. So this is supposed to kind of have a weathered look about it. I think it looks pretty new, but I will tell you this, that the bone is a little smoother on this than regular Case knives. The corners are a little rounded more. The steel feels a little smoother, and we can see that there is no major gapping. Given that this is a mid-lock, I would expect there to be a little bit of gapping to allow some movement back here. The spring is a tad bit proud, but I'm thinking it's not too crazy. It's not like a full millimeter out, peeking out, but it's a little proud, but that's not a problem for me. But this is what I really, really love. And they call it some kind of jigging, but I call this corn cob. Let me see here. Gonna hear some noise back here, but let me just get one of my pipes. Here we go. So there we go. Corn cob pipe, corn cob jigging. I mean, man, it really looks very similar to that, doesn't it? Put that back. And this is a fantastic little knife. Absolutely beautiful. I'm ecstatic with it. Very smooth. I did oil up the pivot just a little bit. This one was built in 2010, and this is a Tony Bose design. You can see the TB there, and that stands for Tony Bose. And this was one of his designs. Now, this knife fits absolutely perfect in my hand. And I do not have any knives in this room for size comparison except for a Spyderco Dragonfly. So I'm just going to use that for a comparison here. And there we go. Spyderco Dragonfly Tribal Lock. Okay? So that's kind of fitting. Two mid-lock backs to be compared. So that's nice. But this knife is absolutely fantastic. I've been very curious about this model and this line of knives from Case, and I'm very, very happy with it. It's absolutely beautiful. I think the bone coloring here, and I hope it's coming out, as this is a nice deep, almost I would say sunset red. And then out here it's very blonde. And then on this side, it's very, very nice. This side's a little more colored and checkered and corn cob-esque looking than this side, but I prefer that because this is going to be on the back of my palm. So I don't want all that grip there. I want that grip for my fingers, but you can see that this knife fits very well in hand. Don't think it's going to go anywhere. I'm not going to be abusing this knife. This knife is going to be, I wouldn't say a dress knife for me, but it's not going to be a knife that I'm going to be really beating up on. It's going to be something that's going to be coming out not on special occasions, but maybe to open up a box, maybe to cut some fruit, and that'll be it. But it won't be something that I'm going to be cutting down boxes with, prying up things with, and that sort of thing. So this will be definitely something I will be kind of, baby using, I guess. Now, if I could find out, I'd love to find out what grit Case uses for their sharpening wheels, but my goodness, this thing is toothy. A very toothy edge. And for me, edge geometry on a knife is not a big deal to me. As long as it cuts out of the box, it works, and later down the road I may line that up. But this is a very toothy edge, and I hope that's coming out. May not be coming out on here, but that edge is very toothy, and it's very sharp. Let me see here off camera. Oh yeah, holy cow, yes, definitely. Where's a spot where I actually have some hair? Here we go. Definitely hair shaving sharp. And now I've got another bald spot on my arm, so that's another thing. But yes, definitely hair shaving sharp. I'm betting if I strop this a little bit, it would even get sharper. And we don't have any major gapping for the handle. The only spot I'm seeing is maybe down here, but I don't really consider that a big problem. We've got a nice pinged pin here, and then the rest of these just look decorative. I don't have any concerns that this bone is going to be coming off at any time. Now, what's really interesting about the tribal lock is that this lock, the spring itself, is actually this piece of metal. So all at the same time, you have this piece here being held in with this pin, and a second lock here that holds this in from coming out like that. But this whole lock here is acting on this built-in spring. A lot of the times it's actually a separate spring that is in here, but this whole piece of metal is actually the spring. And I'm talking about from here all the way around to there. So that whole piece of metal is actually the spring that is giving you the tension on the lock. So that's a really interesting feature. I'm pretty sure Tony Bose probably had something to do with that design. He has, and I should probably be saying the late Tony Bose, because he did recently pass away. May he rest in peace. But this was probably one of his in-house designs. It most definitely was. And Case signed a deal with him that they could use it. So I'm really happy that they did that, because it allows us to have these incredible designs from Tony and put them in our pockets. So I just thought you guys would enjoy seeing this tribal lock in sunset orange. And I don't buy Case very often. And the reason for that is, for the money that I spend on a knife like this, I could get a pretty decent modern folder. And Case, as of late, has been a little bit hit or miss. So I don't usually spend my money on Case unless I can either see it, or it's the only one in stock and they have actual photos. And that's what this one was. This was the last stock of this one, and they were using this knife for the photos. So I had no problems gauging the quality of the fit and finish on this when I was able to pick it up. So thought you guys would enjoy seeing this. It's a beautiful knife designed by Tony Bose in association with Case Knives USA, and this is using their surgical grade stainless steel. This is basically a 440 or a very high quality 420. I'm probably going to say this is a 440A or a 440C steel, and it does a decent job. It'll do the job for you. But I'm at this point babbling, just kind of ogling and oogling over this beautiful knife, and thought you guys would enjoy seeing it. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and do not worry, I have plenty of knives to review and bring to you. So don't worry. It's not like this is the end, and my New Year's resolution about buying no more knives is slowly going into fruition. I'm buying a few knives before the year ends, and I am trying to figure out a few ways I can keep the knives I have in YouTube videos and do things with them to either entertain you or even bring you some new light on history, and maybe do some digging on maybe this pattern and talk about the history, talk about why it was designed this way, maybe even talk about blade geometries. I'm not a metallurgist, but talking about blade geometries, why this might be better for a cutting tool than maybe a Medford, just stuff like that. Nothing too scientific, but I'm thinking about some cool ideas and cool things to bring to you. So if you guys enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. I'd love to see your comments below. You guys have been really blowing up my comments section, and I love interacting with y'all. So thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great day or night wherever you are, and get ready for the new year. I think it's going to be a great one. So thank you guys again. Have a great day or night.